Hi, this is Joanne Allenbaugh with Pork Network, and I am here in Ames, Iowa at the PIC Boot Camp. And with me right now is Dr. Bob Thompson. Bob, tell me your title and your responsibilities at PIC.
I'm working in the health services for North America, working together in the tech service group, and we're primarily working with customers.
You gave a presentation this morning, Dr. Thompson, about porcine epidemic diarrhea virus and kind of an update. One of the things that you said that I thought was very interesting was talking about what's taking place in regard to trucks and the drivers and at packing plants. Can you share that with us?
Certainly. We've had some good elementary research done, funded by the Pork Board. Dr. Matthew Turner in North Carolina did some work earlier this summer looking at collection points and where the virus might be. Some of that research showed that it was with PCR positive samples in the unloading chutes and in the pens. And then Pork Board and ASV funded some research with looking at harvest plants. And Dr. Jim Lowe did that work with Paul Yeske and stuff. And so they sampled a lot of trailers over a 2 to 3 day period of time. And in those trailers, they got a good feel for the amount of virus. I think, if I remember right, it was like 17.3% of the trailers coming into the plants were positive already for the virus. And then through the unloading process and everything, you had a 11% chance of becoming infected if you came in negative. And so some of those plants had as much as 70% of the virus on the trailers coming in. And so, you know, it's been a big focus area. The packers have been very open to trying to help resolve the situation. It's difficult because it's such a high volume industry, and so how we can approach that. But Pork Board had some meetings with the harvest plant people and the collection people, and everyone's really wanting to try. But unfortunately, we're coming into the winter months, and the challenge is there already, and so to get things implemented, but they're taking steps in the right direction. And the key point then comes back to the producers and whoever's doing the transporting to take the steps to reduce that potential contamination. And then even as those trailers go back to do, ideally everything would be to wash, disinfect, and dry those trailers in order to eliminate any possible of the virus being carried over into the next load.
Well, talk a little bit as well about the drivers and the people and what farmers can do on their farms as well to help control the spread of this virus.
Okay. Yes, part of the program and the whole transportation area is the driver biosecurity, and so taking steps to prevent contamination in the tractor cab itself. And then as those drivers walk on the ground at the plant, putting in steps like clean boots and coveralls, and as they enter the trailer. And then the same applies back to the farm, wherever they're picking up the animals would apply that also. And then with the producer level, no matter what level of production they're at, if it's weaning pigs out of the sow farm or culls, to put in these what we call a clean dirty line, where we have separation from the people inside the building to whoever's hauling them out, to not get crossover in that traffic. And certainly we want the drivers to have clean boots and coveralls, and the staff should not cross over that line, prevent animals from, say, going on a trailer and coming back into the building. Anything that they can do in that area, because we know that this virus is primarily a fecal-oral contamination, and so we just want to prevent that exposure. It also survives in the environment, so it can be carried over in what we would call fomites. So on your boots, on your hands, the virus will survive, and so it's really crucial to try to make breaks at every point that you can in moving.
So the true key then is just diligence all the way through the production system. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I mean, that is the key part, is to increase people's awareness. I got a call here a couple weeks ago from one of the procurement managers in one of the harvest plants, and he was frustrated that the drivers just didn't seem to have a clue that there was a problem out there, and they're taking steps to try to wash down and potentially disinfect their loading chutes and stuff, and then you've got people just walking around totally clueless. And so It's really to increase everyone's awareness. I mean, it's a devastating disease, and we've got to try to stop the spread of it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Thompson. This is Joanne Ellenbaugh reporting for Pork Network.